What's up guys, Richard Quico here, and today I got a Maserati GT MC behind me. So let's talk about the differences between this one and the European one. So the Maserati GT MC, which is behind me, is the US spec version. And if you've noticed, if you're very keen on little things, I didn't say Stradale. So Richie, what does that mean? So essentially what that means is that this isn't the super road going version of their Super Trofeo race car. Unfortunately, the Stradale was only sold in Europe. So what we were left with in the US was kind of like a watered down version of that, or like a little bit upgraded Maserati GT Sport. So basically what the Maserati GT MC is more of like a trim package that the Maserati GT Sport can get. So it has that Maserati GT MC Stradale look that the Europeans get, which totally sucks on our part because then we don't get to experience that super aggressive car that they have over there. This car does share a few similarities with the Maserati GT MC Stradale. Before we get into it a little bit more, let's kind of make things simple. Whenever I say, I'm just gonna call the Euro spec version the Euro spec, and then this one the US specs, just so that no one gets like confused. But anyway, let's talk about this US spec version. So this thing, coming at 4,350 pounds, shares the same transmission as the Maserati GT Sport, which is a ZF or ZF, you know. ZF, to be honest, does sound a little bit cooler. It shifts in 100 milliseconds, and it's an automatic transmission versus the Euro spec one. The Euro spec has an F1 transmission, which is so cool. Apparently it shares the same transmission as the 599, which is pretty neat. So that's why you don't get the stick shift knob like in this one. The Euro spec it's just a flat layout. It just has buttons just like a 599. So another big difference right here is to the left of the screen. We have 4 buttons right here. In the US MC it says Sport, Ice, Park off, and then your traction control off. But in the Stradale, the Euro spec one, it has a button called Race Mode. Here, if you notice on the passenger side, it does say GranTurismo MC. And then the Euro spec one, it says MC Stradale. But other than that, the interior, it looks exactly the same. Everything's the same about it. I know with the Stradale versions, you can get the optional bucket seats. They were standard from the 2011 to 2012, I believe. But then starting in 2013, they became an option because a lot of people were just complaining. This thing, however, does share the same suspension and exhaust system as that car, which is pretty cool. So we do get to experience like the bumpiness of the road and also those aggressive sounds. Apparently though, after quite a bit of research and trying to see like the difference between the Stradale and then the MC behind me, apparently the Stradale is even more louder than this one. I mean, we thought this one was like way super loud, like stupidly loud. But the Stradale, apparently when you put it on race mode, it's even louder than this one. So you're gonna be waking up all your neighbors when you turn this thing on. I mean, when we turn this thing on, we feel like such dicks because we're like kind of disturbing the peace. Like just imagine like a nice scenic like peaceful area, and then all of a sudden it's like it's for us like, oh my god, like it's the best sounding car like we've ever owned, and one of the best sounding cars in the world. So we love hearing that sound, but I'm not sure if our neighbors really appreciate that sound coming in, especially at like 7 o'clock in the morning when we leave for the meet, or at like when we go on late night drives like at around like 12 o'clock a.m. So another difference that this thing that the US spec has, it has steel rotors, whereas the European spec has carbon ceramic brakes as standard. So we're not taking on a track or anything, so that's not such a big deal. Other differences, this one doesn't have the same ECU as the Stradale, so the timings of the engine are a little bit different, and apparently the sound is too. Apparently the Stradale is, like I said earlier, is even more aggressive and more in your face. Fortunately though, there are a few ways to bring this thing up to speed. One would be an ECU update. Another thing would be called a drive-by wire system, which does speed up the paddles, the shifting of the gears. From what I've heard, there's no Stradales here in the US, so if anyone says, oh, you know, there's an MC Stradale over there, yeah, just break it to them easily, like, hey dude, that's It's not Stradale, bro. It's not Stradale. You're lying. Nah, bro, Richard Quico said so. And he'll believe you right there and then. And there you have it, that's it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. It's pretty short. Just want to talk about this thing a little bit. Definitely more videos of this thing coming soon. Very excited for the future to come. Just working on a few other things at the moment and kind of waiting on something. Like I might get something in the future that's gonna elevate the video game. So really excited. I really hope it happens, but excited to see that. With the transmission on this thing, I'm hoping to get the drive-by-wire system that I found online and hope you guys to give you a review on that and see if it does make a significant difference. From the customer testimonies, it does make a huge difference. It actually saves the transmission and doesn't wear it out as much, and it makes the car just feel so much more intact, because to be honest, the transmission in this thing it sucks. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. So I'll see you guys next time.